Senator, it is good to see you. Thank you. I thought the most interesting thing here was about Schumer, that there is parts of the Democratic caucus that wants to engage with Republicans. What should Republicans be willing to compromise on, to talk about in the Senate to get to 60 votes?
Well, I think you're right that the Democrats are in a bit of disarray right now. And right now, at least in the Senate, what they're trying to do is anything procedural they can to slow things down. What we ought to be doing is looking for the folks that are willing to look for common ground and be able to find ways to do it. As you know, we can pass certain things with just a majority vote, like nominations, like the reconciliation bill. But by and large, anything big that you're going to do outside of those things is going to require 60 votes, and that means getting Democrat votes. So we, as Republican senators, should be looking for those areas of opportunity to be able to find Democrats who have a common interest and working on those. Well, I mean, I got to tell you, if you look at what Democrats used to be for, they used to be for the regular people, right? Now they've gotten caught up in things like letting boys play girls' sports or taking away your gas car or your gas stove.
No, fair enough, Senator, but you guys got together on immigration. You got the Laken Riley Act. Give me a couple other real principles without shellacking the other side. They lost, you won. Where's common ground?
Yeah, I think actually one of the things that we can find common ground on, for example, is housing. I sit on the banking committee, and we just actually passed out a committee, Scott Turner, who's going to be a fantastic HUD administrator. And both sides acknowledge that we've got a problem with housing. You know, over the last year or a couple years, homelessness has gone up like 18%. Maybe I guess that's the last 4 years. So I think there is an acknowledgement on both sides that we have to do something on housing. And so I think that's an area of common ground where we can find some areas to work on. I think that we all know that we got to strengthen our defense, so maybe there's some areas there because we do live in a very dangerous world. So I think there's areas where we can get Democrats on board to be able to pass some bills that will help keep Americans safe and will help take care of the folks in our country that need to be helped.
Chris Cuomo this morning on his podcast had a phenomenal point as it relates to Democrats holding their fire. Saying that Democrats now, at least the most vocal, AOC, others, are engaged in sort of this stupid, nonsensical warfare against Republicans, Elon Musk, Hitler, et cetera. Take a listen.
The reason you hold your fire is because there is going to be ample opportunity to assess the deliverables on the promises, the reality of MAGA, the reality of Trump and what he means for America and what his cabinet does and undoes, okay? You're going to have plenty of opportunity, and you are compromising the effectiveness and the capabilities of criticism and of counter-arguments and debate if you go ugly early, as what's happening right now. And I watch it all over the media. Nobody learned the lesson.
There are certain swing state senators, Democrats, who I think have learned the lesson. Who do you see in the Senate as most reasonable on the other side of the aisle to deal with?
Well, I've been able to establish a nice working relation with Chris Coons, for example. I think there's other Democrats out there as well that we can work with. So I'm looking forward to meeting some of the new Democrats that are coming into the Senate as well, like Ruben Gallego, for example. You might notice that he was one of the co-sponsors for the Laken Riley Act. John Fetterman's across the hallway from me. I think John and I can find areas where we have common agreement. Israel's one of those. So I do think that what we will be judged by is what we can deliver. And you look at what Trump's doing, right? He's already starting on the border, remain in Mexico, ending catch and release. He's already going after those violent criminals
he's
there.
He's already claiming victory, Senator,
to bring back your gas-powered
TikTok.
cars.
Take a listen.
Do you have TikTok on your phone?
No, but I think I might put it in. I think I'll get it right next. By the way, again, we won the young vote. I think I won it through TikTok. So I have a warm spot in my heart for TikTok.
Should the president have a warm spot for TikTok and TikTok on his phone?
The president understands we've got to keep American people safe, and the communist China is a threat to our country, and they are using TikTok. And so one of the reasons we passed this bill last year was to end that. If we can get TikTok into the hands of an American buyer, that is something that's going to be good for the national security of our country. And all those small businesses out there on TikTok will be able to continue to use TikTok to grow their businesses. That's what that bill is about, and that's what I think President Trump is going to be very good. He's a deal maker. I think he'll be able to make that deal to get that TikTok property into the hands of an American buyer.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.